Socke's currently 1 game up with a very, very impressive victory in game number 1, but can ShoWTimE now bring it? Obviously, a little bit of volatility here on a 4-player map like Frost. So let's jump right on in and find out what's going to happen. As we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner are red Protoss, representing alternate attacks. Currently 1 game up. He is Socke. And down to the bottom left, cross positions, no less, representing ESC Icy Box. He is ShoWTimE. Same team that we see Goody on. Goody hasn't been too present in the upper echelons of the EPS Germany, but one day we shall see that mech machine roll his way into the studio and then kill every single Protoss and Zerg out there. Goody, 2014 president, man. He's going to make it happen. I hope. It will be fantastic. For one reason, I just like seeing him at events. He's a really nice guy. All right. But as is ShoWTimE. As is ShoWTimE. Spam clicking everywhere. All right, cool. So, what are we going to see from these guys? I would be very, very surprised if we saw someone go straight to second pylon proxy. That would be super, super crazy. You could see someone do a probability build. What do I mean by a probability build? Well, I think the term, that specific term, was coined something like DreamHack Bucharest or something, where we saw Night End on Whirlwind just go, say if it's a 4-player map, he'll just go here after spawning in down the bottom left-hand corner, throw it down a pylon, throw it down a Stargate, and then hope that his opponent is either here or here. Now, as you can see, he's already scouting out, and he will eventually find him second, but those kinds of probability builds, in inverted commas, really don't reward the highest level of play, I want to say. Basically because you're relying, hopefully, on the fact that your opponent's just going to be in the right spawn location. Of course, a Stargate and an Oracle would reach eventually very quickly, and look at this. You sneaky little devil. You're going to do it, Socke. You are going to do it. Why are you over here? You don't know that your opponent... It's the probability build. I need to shake the camera furiously for this because that's an important thing. So all our theorizing and all our anticipation here is leading to an obvious conclusion. But the interesting thing about all of this is that ShoWTimE's going to come in here, and he's actually going to see the fact that there's a second pylon. This is a big deal. It doesn't seem like it to people that don't play PvP, maybe, but this is a big deal. ShoWTimE comes in, and he sees relative normality. As you can see, 25-34 supply against a normal build, which we see 24-26 supply. I know the third pylon is going to go down right now for ShoWTimE. So this pylon is an extra little bit of an investment to try and throw his opponent off and try and do some harassment. The only big thing that could be a telltale sign here for ShoWTimE is that he went in there, he saw how much gas was mined, he has to have clicked on these, and he's like, well, all of that gas is there? Where is it? What are you doing with that? So whether or not ShoWTimE reads into that instinctively and says that that's the case, we'll have to see. But he's going for Dark Templars again. Oh, geez. These PvPs, man. These PvPs. All right, well. Socke's, he's scouted up to the top left. He's like, I wasn't there. And now he's going to stay on the bottom left. And he's like, yeah, he's here. And this Mothership Core was trying to get confirmation if he was over here. But alas, that is not the case. Oh, my God. Panic attack. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. The Oracle's finished. So he did spot it, but so it gives him a little bit of heads up before, and the Stalkers are well positioned. So the probability build of Doom kind of gets a little bit shut down. 3 workers killed. There were always those Stalkers in the base anyway. The one saving grace here that we're seeing from Socke is, hello, what's that little building down there? It's a Dark Shrine. So good for you, Socke. Good for you. And he's just going to send the Oracle home. He's going to try and save up some energy for Envision, and then try and deal with the Dark Templars that would come along. Meanwhile, behind that, he feels he's comfortable not only getting the Twilight Council, but also getting the expansion. That probe, he saw that other one as well, so he knows that there's going to be an expansion on the way. Envision is now available to Socke. And he could just build a few units to make sure that this Dark Templar isn't going to do too much. So all in all, the way in which this opens up, I would like to say it normalizes out and it becomes an even game. Because, oh, did you? Oh, he should have trapped that in. Wait. Oh, what a shame. He could have trapped. I mean, I don't want to be too critical because he's actually playing really well to bring that Oracle back and make sure he's defending that. But trapping that in and causing it to not be a threat anymore is kind of important. You know, that's just trawling around and being annoying. That Dark Templar could now, even if it doesn't do damage, go and deny this, just kill this off, maybe supply block Socke for a second. But coming back to my initial point of this game normalizing out, because the expansion is a little bit later here for ShoWTimE, I would give Socke the edge. He killed a few workers with the Oracle. These Dark Templars did nothing. And then Socke now has... I was going to say he has the access to Void Rays, but considering that that Stargate is not going to survive for much longer, I don't think, then that wouldn't really work out. DTs, you sneaky man. There's going to be a lot of Dark Templars in this series. Oh, actually, he got a few kills. And he does have an Observer. So this committal here for Socke is a bit of a bold one. He got a Sentry, and he's going to be able to get away because that Observer's just not fast enough. Why is he running out that way? Ah, you could have... Oh. Wah, wah. That was... He could have got away. Oh, if he'd have just ran down here, he'd have been out of range of that Observer. Observers aren't that fast, guys. I don't know if you didn't know. But hey, Socke's just going to warp in a few more units. He only has 3 gateways off this, so it's not exactly the most aggressive of maneuvers. But I think what he's trying to do here is trying to open up a gap, make it look like he's pressuring at the front, and then dive in at the back with an extra Oracle that he's producing. So as you can see, even this pylon, Socke's really selling the idea that he's getting aggressive. But he needs to find a way in with these Oracles to make this worth it, I feel. Unit counts, 36 to 32. Where's the second Oracle? Okay, there's one at home to defending, and there's one here. Just try and pressure. Ooh, clever moves. Clever moves. Gets the Mothership Core. Very nicely done. 4 Stalkers is the magic number in PvP. Those Stalkers in one volley will kill off a probe. But because the Mothership Core was there, had to deal with that, and then jump on out. All right, so 2 more gateways going down for ShoWTimE, just to get him up to 4 gateways worth of production. He still feels a little bit pressured. He can see all of this going on at the front. Dark Templars are going to try and do some more. And ShoWTimE's actually got 14 worker kills, but he's still only 4 ahead, because we always see the double chrono boosts here from Socke straight into those Nexi. Small engagement at the front. ShoWTimE has massive amounts of firepower at the front. Massive amounts with those 3 Immortals in comparison to what we're seeing from Socke. So there is the opportunity here for ShoWTimE to transition on and do a lot of critical damage. But the problem is he's always pinned back by the threat of Oracles. Even with these 2 Stalkers here, that Oracle still comes in, gets some kills, and is going to try and dive straight on out. And will get a... No, it won't get away. Oh, it did. Oh, I think that Zealot like blocked that Stalker from being able to walk forward. Just a smidge. Sad times for the Stalkers. All right. Anyway. Forge on the way for Socke. His upgrades were really, really rapid last game, considering what had actually happened in the early game. And ShoWTimE is, again, just a little bit behind in that regard. But supply blocks here for Socke, trying to get out of that with the double pylons. Surprised that we haven't seen ShoWTimE maybe just try and send a DT up here and kill this off. I think the fact that Oracles are so mobile now and do provide detection is something that, you know, ShoWTimE may be wary of. Doesn't want to send like a DT up here, and then 2 Stalkers get warped in, and the Oracle suddenly flies in. He's like, bam, in vision, I see you. And he's like the Eye of Sauron, and then Dark Templars are running away. These 2 Stalkers are chasing him. It's all catastrophic from there on out. But 2 hallucinated Phoenix. Well, that's... I mean, he gets confirmation of everything. I guess maybe I'm overanalyzing this. But if you send in 2 Hallucinated Phoenix against an opponent that you think actually has Blink, then you're more likely to get all the information necessary. Okay, so the Lyote is going to come and deal with the pylon in a second. We have a lot of pylons down here, though, still for Socke. He's making sure that he can really... Is he going to expand? Is he... Oh, no. He's expanded to the north. Well, yes, he did expand, but just not in the direction I was thinking. I was like, what? Why would you hide an expansion? But... Oh, that pylon just barely out of vision of that expansion. That would be very, very useful. And he finally does come along here to actually kill that off. But at the same time, we have Dark Templars trying to wiggle their way on in. And Socke has somehow managed to find the opportunity to equalize things up. He jumps in with the Oracle again. Oh, kaboom. But it's 41 workers to 55. ShoWTimE now has a massive, massive economical deficit that he has to somehow account for. He's just going to go for it. I mean, there's not a whole lot else he can do here. Socke, though, at the same time, his army supply is relatively small. And not only is it small, but it's also nowhere near the power that we're seeing here from ShoWTimE. So this is ShoWTimE's one chance to really deal crippling damage to Socke if he can find the opening. 2 Archons are there. One thing that could have tried to keep Socke in would be force fields on ramps, but he doesn't even have the opportunity to do that because of the Archons. And right now we have ShoWTimE actually going for a Stargate, but then look at this. Zealot harassment, he forces the recall! Oh, this is really awesome by Socke. Socke needed, in my opinion, to buy time. Against an army of this substantial size, he needed to buy time. What better way than going in with a Warp Prism, applying some Zealot harassment, and then from there on out, you're going to get the opportunity to finish your Thermal Lance, finish your charge, finish your +2 weapons when your opponent was knocking on your doorstep with 3 Immortals, 2 Archons, against this kind of army that didn't have a ranged upgraded Colossus. It would have been difficult, but not impossible, for ShoWTimE to hold on. That cannon does see that, and he's going to use that. He revealed that Warp Prism there for a second. And again, there's just Dark Templars everywhere, guys. So apologies if I do end up missing them. But solar casting whilst observing is sometimes quite difficult. And nice denial there of the Warp Prism. All right, this game number 2 is snowballing out of control in favor of Socke because he's got his Archons on the way. He's got Colossi on the way. Yes, a Fleet Beacon just finished up, but now Socke is looking to move into attack positions. And he sees the Stargate. He knows there's a Stargate on the field. Another Dark Templar going for the harass. But Photon Overcharge will push that away. And if he can just get into here... that's 6 Immortals, though. Charge is about. The Tempest's not going to be out in time if Socke wants to go. Army supplies, 85 to 66. Big advantage here for Socke. A lot of Zealots in that advantage. 18 Zealots against none. They're going to be able to tank so much. Socke actually just going to split up these units. I think he wants to just drop these Zealots onto the army positions where he can. Maybe drop them around behind the Immortals would be very, very good indeed. Time Warp will slow this down. That's the one big Achilles heel for these Colossi is the Time Warp. And look at the massive amount of Zealots that are actually just mincing their way through that probe line. They've killed so many workers off. 48 against 24. Double the worker kills. The one thing that ShoWTimE has going for him is the fact that he has a Tempest down, and he's going to have 2 more joining this in a little bit. But at the same time, 106 army supply against 85. Those Zealots are going to work magic on the ground if they close the gap. Because aside from these 2 Archons, there's really no big splash damage here for ShoWTimE. He's going to try and get his Nexus up once again in a very, very bold position. As we see now, he can still see this expansion, not only with the Dark Templar, but also the Observer. And, well, he's going to try and trade blow for blow. Socke does have Blink. He has a few Stalkers as well. Those Tempests have to be very, very careful about overextending, but they have quite a bit of HP. And he's going to actually blink forwards here to try and take this engagement. He's spread out pretty well as well. Needs to break down that force field with one of those Archons, as it was limiting the movement of these Zealots, but he's warping in at the back with the Zealots. He's coming in from every single angle. What an awesome engagement once again from Socke. It doesn't matter for ShoWTimE. He is being outclassed in these engagements as Socke just takes them beautifully and crushes through. GG. Socke takes a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. And if game number 3 goes as everything is in this first series, then ShoWTimE is going to be dead and buried. Socke's looking primed to go into the final. Really, really impressive engagements. So much so that I'm in awe as to, I think, not only the positioning of his initial Zealots and the movement there. The one cool thing about that engagement there for Socke at the very, very end is that there was a cliff there. But he almost completely negated the fact that there was a cliff there because of his use of Blink and the use of Colossi, coming in from a very, very strong concave against an opponent who you would think he has the high ground advantage. This is going to be a little bit difficult for me. And then the Warp Prism positioning as well to make that concave not only like, I don't know, 100 degrees of a concave, but then bringing that around to like 180, even 200 degrees of pure surround there against ShoWTimE. So guys, we're going to get into game number 3. Cologne Waste is our map. Oh, actually, I thought Whirlwind was the third map, but apparently I was wrong. I guess I looked at the overlay a little bit wrong, whatever. But indeed, another 1v1 map here as ShoWTimE's being invited to the lobby to see if he can tie up the series, because right now he's not looking too fresh. Not looking too fresh against a very fresh Socke. Very fresh. He is a ripe banana. Did I just say it? I don't know. Again, solo cast. I got a little bit doolally, I'm sorry. Socke is a ripe banana. Okay. Cologne Waste is our third map. To find out if Socke can... I think he could actually just 3-0 this and move on to the finals. And then he'd be awaiting either Hasuobs or Hero Marine in the grand final. I think if I wanted to peg it, I think Socke will be happier playing against Hasuobs. Because Hero Marine is he's a pretty strong commodity when it comes to Terrans. He likes to be thick and fast with the Terran against Protoss. He likes to finish things pretty strongly, I wouldn't say like cheesily, but he packs a punch. He packs a punch very early, very aggressive, and that's what I love about Hero Marine. If you watch his stream sometimes, you can see that it's weird how Hero Marine plays. He like plays with like his like knee up on the thing like this, and he's just like, that's how he plays. But he's like really, really fast and just putting on all the aggression. He looks really calm when he's playing. It's a strange thing to behold.